Hi, this is Garrett from XtremeAg. We're out here at the field today looking at the G3 product from Pivot with Alex and Nick. They're going to explain to you what we're doing here on this Reese-Nevins test.
So today we're out here with Garrett and we're going to do a Reese-Nevins test on our treated versus untreated acres out here where we have just the 40 pounds of N. So with this test, we get to look at the chlorophyll readings off of it as well as the biomass. So what that is able to tell us is how much in-plant nitrogen we have. A lot of the times what we've gotten to see, especially with G3 this year, is increase in chlorophyll as well as increase in biomass with a pretty decent percentage, usually in the teens, which is showing that we have a higher potential for a better yield with it. So really looking forward to testing this, especially out here where we have just 40 pounds, so we can really test how well these microbes are doing.
And so we're out here. I will tell you, we're in the unapplied area right now. We counted the rows in. This is the 40 pounds of N with no G3. This is the untreated area.
Yep.
And the corn's not as tall and the leaves are not as green. That's my visual observation so far, but we'll have to take it out there and weigh it, see what we see.
Yeah, we'll cut 5 plants. What main things we start looking for is just consistent spacing. Going to cut 5 plants right at soil level. We'll go cut 5 plants in the treated side, and then we'll get them out there and just look at them head to head, look at stalk diameter, leaf area, and then start calculating our fresh weight and our CCI readings. So overall, when we started looking at this and comparing stalk diameters versus treated and untreated, it was almost kind of a wash. We had some of our treated stalks looked a lot bigger than a couple of our others, but then we also had a couple untreated stalks that also looked really well. Leaf area definitely looks pretty consistent for the most part. Maybe a little wider leaves, but not by much. Overall length is pretty similar. But in return, though, if we take that back to the practices that Kelly is doing, I mean, he's setting these plants up for success so that they don't have a bad day. So I'm not necessarily expecting to see a ginormous win in stalk diameter or leaf area per se, but overall maybe a slight increase. Just kind of waiting for these results to come through to see how it turns out.
Basically, we recorded the fresh weights on both the grower standard practice and on our treated product with the G3 in it. Included in that the fresh weights and then also the CCI or the chlorophyll content. And so that's going to give us a good idea on how much more chlorophyll is present in the plant from the Gen 3 product versus the grower standard practice.
So what we ended up coming up with the results here is a little bit less in our in-plant nitrogen and our fresh weight, which actually, if you follow Garrett's videos and his 95% assimilation, like that follows suit. We don't necessarily want to have a ton more in-plant vegetative nitrogen there. But then when you look at our chlorophyll content, we're 5.3% higher in the treated versus the untreated. So what that's telling me is that we're able to pull in more nutrients, have a happier, healthier, greener plant, which sets our yield potential higher. And that follows suit along with what Kelly is doing from 95% assimilation.